Welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe. If you forget, I'll remind you at the end. Now let's get on with it. Today I just want to talk about cost in China. What does it cost for an expat to live in China? There shouldn't be any surprise on what it costs to live in China for any expat coming here. But I still hear too many come here, come over to working as a teacher or a lot of teachers, and they get told their salary is going to be X and I'm going to have a free apartment. So many expats come to China with some expectation of getting super rich, that they're going to have landed this job, they come here, they're going to pay more than the average Chinese because they're a foreigner, and then they think, well, the living costs are really cheap here because China's a cheap country and I'll be able to save a lot of money and then I'll be able to tour all over China. Many of them have a big surprise because too many come here with the desire to still live the life they have in their Western country. They come from America, they still want to have their steak. They come from Germany, they still want to have their German sausages. One of the biggest expenses for an expat here can be what you eat. Now, I just want to make this short video, and I hope I can make a few foreigners to think about it before they come here. Do their research. You cannot come to China and think you're going to live a wonderful life here if you're not prepared to eat Chinese food, local Chinese food. You have to enjoy the food here. If you want to come here and live like you do in your country, you have to buy tons of imported products, and the imported price on anything from any country around the world, you're adding 20, 30, 40, sometimes 100% markup. So if you can't stomach good Chinese food, and I'm talking good Chinese food with real flavor, it's not Chinese food you're used to in your country, that's westernized Chinese food. Don't come here and if you don't like Chinese food. Don't go marrying a Chinese if you don't like Chinese food. I know too many foreigners that have got themselves in a marriage where they're miserable because they don't like Chinese food. They don't like the Chinese life. And then they find themselves under big stress because their new wife just cooks Chinese food. Or they give their wife a lot of pressure and expect their wife to cook 2 meals. We have some friends in Australia where the wife has to cook two full different meals every day for their partner, for their Westerner. If you're going to get into another culture, if you're going to another country, you need to understand there's going to be some changes. Only come here if you want to explore. Only come here if you have an open mind and you want to learn and you want to see more. You want to experience more. You want to taste more styles of food. But don't waste your time. Don't think you're going to make millions of dollars here because you're living really cheap lifestyle, unless you can eat like the Chinese eat. Now, certainly, the cost of living here isn't too bad, but if you want just a few things from the Western perspective, yeah, you can get away with it. If you want a good coffee, it's not too difficult to get a good coffee. Other important things here to think about for the cost of living, of course, is your apartment. If you've landed an opportunity where they're going to give you a rented apartment, make sure you do your research before you come here. Ask more questions. Where is the apartment? Is it really an apartment or is it a half apartment? Get a video, get a tour of the apartment. Don't just take the job thinking, oh, this is cool, I'm going to China and I'm going to get a salary and a free apartment. This is awesome. And then you come here and you find you're living in a shoebox or you're living in a room in someone else's house, like a hostel. And that happens all the time. And then the foreigner blames the Chinese for deceiving them. Come on, do your research. Don't just walk in blindly and think, oh, I'm getting a free apartment. What Chinese here will call an apartment is nothing like what you call an apartment. So be aware of this, be prepared, and don't be stupid. Sorry, but I've just been still, after 12 years here, I still hear stupid stories of foreigners' expectations coming to China, and then all they want to do is bitch about China and Chinese and go crazy China bashing. Blame China for all their problems. Blame the Chinese for their incompetence. So, if you need to rent an apartment, it's not expensive. So maybe don't take their deal. Cut a new deal. The apartments here, you can get quite a good apartment. 2 bedroom, about 80 maybe to 100 square meters, with a separate small kitchen, living area, bathroom, for anywhere from 1,000 RMB if you're a little bit out of the main city or not in the big high main tier city. 1,000 RMB a month. Here in Qingdao, you can get a really good apartment for between 2,000 and 4,000 RMB a month. And I'm talking good apartment. You know, 3 to 4,000 could get you even a 3-bedroom apartment. So you got a bit extra space. So please, expat, do your homework. Do your homework before you come here. Don't come here with unrealistic, crazy expectations and then blame the Chinese for your problems. Don't do it. All right. Good luck. Don't forget to subscribe. Told you, I'll remind you again. Till next time, be good.